Hello and welcome to English for Arabs channel. English for Arabs is English for all. Today we're gonna have Unit 6 Part 2. 7. Pick up, put away, replace, change for something new, shade. A covering is put over an electric light in order to make it less bright. 8. Words of exercise number 8. Stick. Won't move, jumps, moves suddenly. Solar powered, receiving energy from the sun. Crashing, failing, used for computers. Flickering, flashing on and off. On, American on O as a sound, on and off. And British, American and, on and off. Freezing, stopping completely. British, stopping completely. Jamming, not moving. Skipping, moving from one place to another suddenly. Break down, to have malfunction. Dying, suddenly no longer working. Dying, suddenly no longer working. 10. Battery, T soft D. Battery, R, because there is vowel before the R, the R sound. Battery. A device that produces electricity. Luggage, baggage. Handlers, persons who handle bags. The garbage disposal system. Waste disposal. An electrical machine connected to kitchen sink which cuts up food waste so that it will flow easily through the pipes. The garbage disposal system, waste disposal. An electrical machine connected to kitchen sink which cuts up food waste so that it will flow easily through the pipes. 11. Hair dryer. An electrical device which blows out hot air for drying a person's hair. 13. Value. How useful or important something is. How much money something could be sold for. Promote. Encourage. Encourage something to happen. Waste materials. Garbage. Huge. Very big. Dump. Put something somewhere to get rid of it. Pollute. British pollute, American pollute, to make water, air or soil harmful. Evidence, proof, science, G silent. Adopt, British, American adopt, accept or start using something new. Profitably, in a way that makes money. Asset, something of value. Element, a part of something. Mosaic, a picture made with small pieces of colored stones, glass, tiles. Upcycling, reusing waste materials so that they have greater value.
Page 39, Exercise 7, Grammar Focus. Describing problems 2. Need plus gerund.
The oven needs adjusting. The alarm needs fixing.
Need plus passive infinitive.
It needs to be adjusted. It needs to be fixed.
Keep plus gerund.
Everything keeps burning. The alarm keeps going off.
Describing problems 2. Need plus gerund. So, the oven needs adjusting. The alarm needs fixing. So here, we have the subject, the oven, the alarm. And the verb need plus gerund. Verb plus ing. Subject, need, verb plus ing. I use this to describe a problem. Need plus passive infinitive. So this is in the passive. It needs to be adjusted. It needs to be fixed. So here we use it needs to be plus past participle. Adjusted, fixed. It needs to be plus past participle. Keep. Keep plus gerund. Everything keeps burning. The alarm keeps going off. The alarm keeps going off. So here we have the subject, everything, the alarm, the verb keep, plus verb plus ing, the gerund. Burning, going off. Subject, keep, verb plus ing, gerund. Now, let's have a wonderful explanation with Mr. Kyle Rolofson.
Hey again, guys, and welcome back to the Interchange Book 3 video series. Today we're going to be doing Unit 6. Now, today we are talking about describing problems, specifically using the verbs need and keep to help us describe problems and solutions to problems. So, let's get started. Okay. So I want you to look at this room, this apartment, and I want you to look at all the different things wrong with the apartment. So what is wrong with the apartment? Now I can see many different things wrong with this apartment, and I'm just going to look at a couple of them. Okay? Starting here, right? So if we remember from the previous video, what do we describe this problem as? The paint, right? And we can say that the paint is peeling, right? What about this fan? Okay, definitely not correct. I could say that the fan is broken, right? And this thing here, let's look at this. This is called the lamp shade, a lamp shade. And I could say that the lamp shade is damaged. Ooh, the trash can, right? What's wrong with the trash can? Well, the trash can is full, right? Very full, actually. Ooh, and the clothes on the ground? What could we say? So the clothes are on the floor. And the last thing I'm going to look at is the plant. So what's wrong with the plant? I'm going to say the plant is dry. Okay. So these are the major problems, the major issues with this room that we're going to look at today. So now we looked at all the different problems, but how can these problems be fixed? So again, looking at the paint in the corner here, I'm going to say, well, the wall needs painting. Okay, that's going to fix the problem. The wall needs painting. And the broken fan, well, the fan needs fixing, obviously, right? And the damaged lampshade, what can we do about that? Well, the lampshade needs replacing, so we're just going to replace it. What about the trash can? What are we going to do with the trash? Well, the trash needs to be taken out. Okay? And the clothes on the floor, what can we say? Well, the clothes need to be picked up. Okay? And lastly, what about the tree? What about the little plant? What can we do to fix this problem? We can say the plant needs to be watered. Okay? So we're going to look at the grammar in these sentences to talk about how to find solutions or what needs to happen in certain situations. Okay? Okay, so the first one we're going to look at is using need with the passive voice. But if you don't remember what the passive voice is, let's just remember the active voice. So this sentence is the active voice. It says, someone needs to take out the trash, right? Now the active voice is the active voice because it begins with someone doing the action. So someone does the action, and so therefore this is the doer. And the active voice starts with the doer. Okay? Then we have our verbs, right? So needs is not really the principal verb. It's important in the sentence, but take out is the action verb. That's where the action is. Now remember, usually when I use need, I usually use to, and then I use my verb. So needs to take out the trash. So the trash is receiving this action. So that's why I call this the receiver. And this is the active voice. Remember, the doer, the action, and the receiver is the active voice. However, we're talking about the passive voice today. So if I want to talk about what needs to happen, I don't necessarily need to say someone, right? That's not the important part of this sentence. The important part is that the trash, and that somebody needs to take the trash out. Well, in the passive voice, if we remember, I talk about the receiver first, because this is the most important part of the sentence. So I say the trash, right? And then I'm going to use needs to again, right? But instead of my normal verb, I'm going to use be and the past participle. And that's the structure, that's the equation essentially for the passive voice. So because I'm using needs to, I always use be, but the past participle of take out is taken out. So in this context, I'm saying the trash needs to be taken out. And notice I'm not saying who. I'm not telling you who's going to take it out, who needs to take out the trash, right? That's not important. The important part is the trash, right? So this is the passive voice with need to explain what needs to happen or what needs to be done. Okay, let's look at another type of need to describe what needs to happen. If I remember the paint, right? In the corner, the paint was peeling. So obviously we need to paint. But I don't need to say we need to paint the wall. Instead, I can say the wall needs painting, right? If it's one wall, I say the wall needs painting. If I said all the walls, for example, the walls need painting, same idea, right? But notice the difference here. If I'm using needs or need. Why do I use needs with the wall? And why do I use need and no S when I'm talking about all the walls? Well, the answer is the wall is one thing. It's one object. It's almost like saying it. And if we remember, when I use it, I always use that S on the verb, on the present tense verbs, right? The third person. So this is one thing, and so I need to use the S, right? But the walls, that's plural, right? That's not one thing, it's many things. So that's like the idea of they. Now with they, I do not use the S, right? So there is no third person with they, or in this context, the walls. But if I use need or needs, I can use a gerund to describe what needs to happen, right? So the walls need painting, or the walls need painting. Good. Alright, so let's look at the different problems we saw. And remember, there's always two ways to say what needs to happen. I can use need in the passive voice, and I can use need and the gerund. So if we look at these clothes on the ground, I could say, in the passive voice, the clothes need to be picked up. Or, with the gerund, how can I say that? Right, the clothes need picking up. Okay, using that gerund, passive voice, be in the past participle. Always the past participle. Okay, let's look at another one. Okay, so if you remember the fan, we had a problem with the fan. The fan was broken. So if I want to describe what needs to happen in the passive voice, I can say the fan needs to be fixed, or in the gerund, the fan needs fixing. Good. Okay, let's look at another one. Alright, so here we have the plant. If you remember the plant, right? We could say in the passive voice, what needs to be done? Right, the plant needs to be watered. So if you're thinking, wait, what is watered? Water is actually a verb, and that means to give something water. So you can use that like a verb, to water a plant. In this context, the plant needs to be watered. In the gerund, again, using water, I can say the plant needs watering with the gerund. Alright, very good. Okay, last one. Let's look at the lamp. Remember, this is called the lamp shade. So what can we do to the lampshade? Well, in the passive voice, I can say the lampshade needs to be replaced, and in the gerund, the lampshade needs replacing. Okay? So both of these are okay to use, right? I think the passive voice sounds the most common to talk about what needs to be done for particular things and situations. Good. Okay, so now after watching the video, we're going to look at some of the grammar that Jessica was using to describe her problems in her house. Now, if we noticed, she used the verb keep, right? And she was using a gerund after the verb to keep. Now, this is a rule in English. Most of the time, we always use a gerund. Remember, that's the ing verbs. We always use a gerund after the verb to keep to describe actions that happen regularly or actions that don't stop happening. Okay? So let's look at one of the examples that Jessica used. She said something about the oven. What did she say? What was the problem? Right, she said, the oven keeps burning my food. So here we see keeps, right? The third person S, because it's one oven. So the oven keeps, and the gerund, burning my food. So here we see that example. So it's a consistent problem, and it happens regularly. But it doesn't always have to be problems, right? For example, if I look at this person, lots of people calling, right? So I could just say, people keep calling me. Again, using keep and the gerund to talk about something that happens regularly, consistently, something that doesn't stop. Or let's think about the weather. Okay? The weather. So I could say, it keeps raining until dry season. So again, it's talking about something that happens all the time, regularly. The rain does not stop, right? It keeps raining until the dry season. So again, we're using keep plus a gerund to describe things that happen regularly or things that don't stop happening. Good. Alright, so let's just review what we saw today in this video. We saw keep and the gerund, which is ing, for actions that happen regularly or that don't stop happening. So, for example, the dishes in the sink. Jessica said, someone keeps leaving dishes in the sink, right? Keeps leaving dishes in the sink. Alright. Now, we talked about how to describe the problem, continuous problems with this grammar, but what happens when we want to talk about what we need to do? So, to describe what needs to happen, we can use need or needs and the gerund, or needs to plus be and the past participle, and that's the passive voice, remember? So let's look at what we can do about these dishes. Well, we can say, for example, the dishes need washing. Obviously, right? The dishes need washing if we have dishes in the sink. And we could also say with the passive voice, the dishes need to be washed. Good. So I hope this was helpful in learning how we use keep and a gerund to talk about continuous actions, especially continuous problems. And then we also can use need plus a gerund or needs to and the passive voice structure to talk about what needs to happen. So, good luck. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.
A. What needs to be done in this apartment, in this flat, in this apartment? Write sentences about these items using need with gerunds or passive infinitives. So in this exercise, you're going to use the gerund, verb plus ing, when you use need, or passive infinitive. It needs to be plus past participle. Example, the walls paint. The walls need painting, or the walls need to be painted. So here you look at the picture. It's very messy. Everything needs to be fixed. Number 2, the rug clean. So the rug, the carpet. The rug needs to be cleaned, or the rug needs cleaning. The rug needs to be cleaned, or the rug needs cleaning. 3, the windows. Wash. American, wash. The windows need to be washed, or the windows need washing. 4, the clothes pick up. Clothes pick up. The clothes need to be picked up. The clothes need picking up. 5, the lamp shade replace. So this is the lamp and this is the lamp shade. The lamp needs to be replaced. The lamp needs replacing. The waste basket empty. The waste basket needs to be emptied, or the waste basket needs emptying. The ceiling fan adjust. The ceiling fan needs to be adjusted. This is the ceiling fan and it needs to be adjusted, or the ceiling fan needs adjusting. The plant water. The plant needs to be watered. The plant needs watering. B. Peer work. Think of 5 improvements you would like to make in your home. Which improvements will you most likely make? Which won't you make? So here in this exercise, you're going to think about 5 improvements you want to make them in your house, in your home, in your flat, in your apartment, in your room. Example. First, the smoke alarm in the kitchen needs replacing. It keeps going off. Exercise number 8, word power electronics. Circle the correct gerund to complete the sentences. Then compare with a partner. Gerund, verb plus ing. Number 1. My TV screen goes on and off all the time. It keeps flickering or sticking. My TV screen goes on and off all the time. It keeps flickering, flashing on and off, flickering. Number 1, flickering. Number 2, the old DVD player often jumps to another scene. It keeps crashing or skipping. Number 2, skipping. The old DVD player often jumps to another scene. It keeps skipping. To skip, skipping, moving from one place to another suddenly. to move from one scene to another suddenly. 3. The battery. The battery in my new camera doesn't last long. Doesn't last long, doesn't continue for a long time. It keeps freezing or it keeps dying. 3. It keeps dying. Dying, suddenly no longer working. 4. The buttons. The buttons in the remote control don't work well. They keep skipping or sticking. 4. Sticking. The buttons on the remote control don't work well. They keep sticking. Sticking will not move. 5. Something is very wrong with my computer. It keeps jamming or crashing. It keeps crashing. Crashing, failure. But this word is specially used for computers. Something is very wrong with my computer. It keeps crashing. 6. This printer. And also can read this word, printer, printer, blender. This word has 3 ways of pronunciation in American. Printer, so the T is going to be silent because there is N before T. Or printer, T as soft D. Or printer. This printer, this printer, this printer. This printer isn't making all the copies they want. It keeps jamming or flickering. It keeps jamming. Jamming, not moving. This printer isn't making all the copies I want. It keeps jamming. Jamming, not moving. 7. My computer screen needs to be replaced. It keeps dropping or freezing. It keeps freezing. Freezing, suddenly freezing, stopping completely, to stop completely. Stopping completely. 8. I can't make long calls on my new phone. They keep dying or dropping. I can't make long calls on my new phone. They keep dropping. American, dropping. B. Group work. Describe a problem with electronic item you own. Don't identify it. Others will try to get the item. So this is like a game. So we give an example for a problem and other students will try to guess. Example, something I own. Something I own keeps jamming. It happens when I'm driving. This is of course a group work. Now exercise 9, pronunciation.
Page 40, exercise 9, pronunciation. Contrastive stress. Part A. Listen and practice. Notice how a change in stress changes the meaning of each question and elicits a different response.
Is the bedroom window cracked?
No, the kitchen window is cracked.
Is the bedroom window cracked?
No, the bedroom door is cracked.
Is the bedroom window cracked?
No, it's broken.
Is the bedroom window cracked?
No, the kitchen window is cracked.
Is the bedroom window cracked?
No, the bedroom door is cracked.
Is the bedroom window cracked?
No, it's broken.
Now, notice how a change in stress changes the meaning of each question. and elicits a different response, different answer. What's stress? Stress is to make the sound longer, louder, and higher. Example, is the bedroom window cracked? So here, the stress on the bedroom. So here, what's very important for me is not the cracking or the window. No, this is the window of the bedroom. Is the bedroom window cracked? No. The kitchen window is cracked. So it's not the bedroom but the kitchen. Is the bedroom window cracked? So here, I ask about, this is the sound comes from the bedroom, but what happened? Is it the window or the door? No, the bedroom door is cracked, not the window but the door. So here I have the stress on the word window. 3. Third question, is the bedroom window cracked? So now here I know that this is the bedroom and the sound and the noise comes from the bedroom and especially the window. It's not the door, but what happened? Is the bedroom window cracked or broken? No, it's broken. So here, the stress changing the meaning. When we change the word, we have different answers. B.
Page 40, Exercise 9, Part B. Listen to the questions. Check the correct response. 1. A.
Are my jeans torn?
B.
Are my jeans torn?
2. A.
Is the computer screen flickering?
B.
Is the computer screen flickering?
Page 40, Exercise 9, Part B. Listen to the questions. Check the correct response. 1. A.
Are my jeans torn?
B.
Are my jeans torn?
So in the first question, are my jeans torn? So the stress here on jeans. No, your shirt's torn. Not the jeans, but the shirt. Number B. Are my jeans torn? So here, the stress on torn. No, they're stained. No, they're stained.
Two. A.
Is the computer screen flickering?
B.
Is the computer screen flickering?
Is the computer screen flickering? No, it's freezing. Is the computer screen flickering? No, the TV screen is flickering, the TV screen.
Page 40, Exercise 10, Listening. Repair jobs. Listen to 3 people talk about their jobs. Complete the chart. 1. Joe.
I work in the watch repair center at a large department store. I repair all kinds of watches. But nowadays, most of them are pretty easy to fix because they all run on batteries. The most common problem is they need a new battery. Since that only takes a minute or so to fix, I always have plenty of time to tell my watch jokes, like this one. What time is it when an elephant sits on your watch? Time to buy a new watch. And here's another one. What time is it when the big hand is on?
Number 1. What does this person repair? And what is the typical problem? So for Mr. Joe, what does he repair? What does he fix? 1. Watches. He repairs watches. What is the typical problem? What is the usual problem? What is the typical problem? Need a new battery. Need a new battery. Watches need a new battery. Number 2.
2. Louise.
I repair luggage, mostly suitcases. I have a little shop at the airport. People spend a lot of money on luggage, and often all it takes is one flight for a suitcase to get damaged. The most typical problem, I guess, is the wheels. I fix the wheels on about 20 suitcases a week. It's not surprising, really, with the way those baggage handlers throw people's luggage around. You'd think they were playing ball, the way they toss the suitcases.
2. What is the problem? What does this person repair? Luggage. Luggage. What is the usual problem? What is the typical problem? The wheels. The wheels. 3. Sam.
3. Sam.
I repair household appliances. The most frequent calls I get are from people who are having trouble with the garbage disposal system in their kitchen sink. Usually, the thing gets jammed because people put too much food into it at one time, or something metal or plastic has fallen down into it. It's usually pretty easy to fix a garbage disposal, but every once in a while, you run into situations that aren't exactly typical. One time, a little girl put her doll down into the disposal. She thought the doll would enjoy the ride. She couldn't get it back out again, and she was afraid to tell her mother. So when the mother went to use the disposal, it made a horrible noise and then died. And so did the doll.
3. Sam. What does he repair? Household appliances. Household appliances. The usual problem? Garbage disposal gets jammed. Exercise number 11. Writing a critical online review. A. Imagine that you ordered a product online, but when you received it, you weren't happy with it. Write a critical online review. Explain all of the problems with this product and why you think others shouldn't buy it. So let's get an example for this. Don't buy from Games and Things. Last month, I ordered a new joystick for my video game system online. First, it took way too long for the company to send it to me. Then, after using it for a few weeks, I discovered it was damaged. It keeps sticking, and you can read more. So this is of course going to be homework. You're going to write about any problem with any product. You bought it, be group work. Read your classmates' reviews. What would you do if you read this critical online review and work it for the company that sold the product? So try to discuss this with your friends. The value of upcycling. Scan the article. What is upcycling? Where are some people trying to promote it? to promote it, to encourage it. Promote. Encourage something to happen. Let's read this wonderful passage about upcycling. Not recycling, but upcycling. What's upcycling? What is the difference between recycling and upcycling? Recycling is a well-known idea that refers to reusing waste materials in any way possible. But what about upcycling? It's a new word, even though it's something that has been gone since human civilizations began. It means reusing waste materials so that they have greater value. So, what's the meaning of the word value? Value, how useful or important something is. Also, value means how much something could be sold for. But here, how useful or important something else is. So, what is the meaning of upcycling? It means reusing waste materials so that they have greater value. Throughout history, people have always done creative things. Creative, having new ideas. Creative things with trash, garbage. For example, they've used straw and dead leaves to make roofs. Straw and dead leaves. Skin from dead animals to make leather goods. So they used the skin of dead animals to make leather products. And wood from fallen trees to make boats. They use the wood from trees to make boats. So, why is there a new word for it now? Why do we have a new word? Why didn't we say recycling, not upcycling? One answer to this question is that we reuse fewer and fewer things, and so we have become a throwaway society, a throwaway community who would like to use things and throw it. This has raised huge questions about waste. Huge, very big questions about waste. Where can we dump it? Where can we dump it all? What's a dump? A dump, here the verb dump, to put something somewhere to get rid of it. To put something somewhere to get rid of it. Well, will it pollute the environment? Could it endanger our health? The evidence is everywhere, even in the Pacific Ocean, where billions of bits of broken plastic float near the surface. Fish eat them and then we eat the fish. So, people get diseases because they eat the fish and the fish ate plastic. So this way we pollute water. So, upcyclers have British American adopt. To adopt, to accept or start using something new. So upcyclers have adopted this new word to focus people's attention on how waste can simply be reused. But be reused profitably in a way that makes money. In fact, upcyclers don't like the idea of waste and prefer to call it an asset. An asset, something of value. Nowadays, there are lots of organizations that market products with upcycled material. Some artists and designers have upcycled things like from old jeans to make rugs, and wood from old houses to make furniture, Others have even used old magazines to make stools and candy wrappers to make handbag. Sometimes they'll add a stylish element to their products. They will put a stylish element, a part of something, to their products, such as beautiful mosaic made with chipped or broken dishes. Beautiful mosaic, a picture made with small pieces of colored stones, glass, tiles. This is mosaic, a picture made with small pieces of colored stones, glass, tiles, made with chipped or broken dishes. With an endless supply of assets, it seems that upcycling has a great future. Now let's answer the question. Number A, read the article, then for each statement, check true or false, or not given. So check true, false, or not given. 1. Upcycling is a new kind of recycling. False. People have always used woods to build houses. Not given. Number 2, not given. 3. A throwaway society is careful to reuse things. False. The Atlantic Ocean is full of pieces of broken plastic. Not given. 5. Some people make money by upcycling. True. 6. Artists are not interested in upcycling. Not given. So again the answers: number 1, false. 2, not given. 3, false. 4, not given. 5, true. 6, false. B. Look at the photos. What do you think each product is made of? Car parts, chopsticks, pans, safety pins, wooden boards. So number 1, look at the picture. These are wooden boards. 2, chopsticks. 2 wooden sticks for eating in China. 3, pans. 4, safety pins. 5, car parts. C. Group work. Do you own anything that's made from upcycled material? If so, what is it? What do you think of the idea of upcycling? Explain your opinion. So that's the end of unit number 6, part 2. Now let's get the homework. Number 1, keep the words by heart. 2, listen and repeat. 3, answer the questions. The workbook, Interchange 3, unit 6. The last 3 pages. 4, watch the video of Mr.Kyle Rolofson, the grammar video, near the channel. 5, go to www.cambridge.org/interchangearcade. You will have wonderful questions for grammar and vocab. 6, watch the video of Cambridge University of Interchange 3, Unit 6. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you like it, share it, and subscribe. Wish you all good luck.